The talk on Twitter all week has been about hashtag PCW Heavyweight Championship. And all week people have wondered, is it possible that Rob Van Dam and MVP have never faced each other? Is it possible that throughout all their years traveling the world in WWE that they've never gone one-on-one? Well, it is a fact that until this moment, until maybe 2 minutes from now, this match has never happened. And you can only see it here at Pacific Coast Wrestling.
A first on a night of first. Speaking of first, this man, the first ever IWGP Intercontinental Champion, a former WWE US Champion and Tag Team title holder. Does he become a World Heavyweight Champion here tonight?
And for MVP, a successful music career, a United States champion multiple times. But this is Rob Van Dam's house.
You mentioned it, that this is Rob Van Dam's house. Well, when he first debuted, he said, it looks as if I've got a brand new home, and that RVD is PCW and the sea of humanity out here in the PCW Memorial Hall confirms that, Christian Cole.
And now as Rob Van Dam accepts the love from his home crowd here in Los Angeles, California, Rob struggling to even get to the ring. And for Rob Van Dam, will he have yet another title defense on the books? Another successful championship run?
Well, we'll run down the history. Van Dam, since returning to action right here in PCW, defeated the then champion Pentacero Miedo for the title, went on to defend the gold at Phantasm against none other than Willie Mack. And after we saw Willie's battle with Keith Lee earlier tonight, we know how tough Willie Mack is. But now, the one advantage perhaps that Van Dam has on top of pure athleticism is usually here in PCW, big match experience. That is nullified here tonight as he takes on somebody that can equal that in MVP.
And for MVP started it. PCW. MVP was here since the beginning, and now MVP, having not competed in over 6 months here, other than in a tag team match, will he be rusty as a singles competitor? Will he be able to take that PCW Heavyweight Championship?
Rob Van Dam will indeed take it to the extreme, but here in PCW, MVP showed that he can play that game as well. MVP's first 2 PCW matches, wars with the almighty Sheik. Now, oddly enough, last time we saw MVP accepted a little payola from Caesar Black. I wonder if this title opportunity has anything to do with that payoff.
MVP, with last show, he came out and I couldn't understand his behavior. I mean, turning on Dom Vitale, turning on his tag team partner, ultimately costing Dom Vitale the tag team championships rather. And for MVP, what's on his mind? I mean, he just seems to be a wild card.
Van Dam, I'll tell you what's on his mind defending the title. Rob Van Dam, undefeated here in PCW. Van Dam also currently the holder of the longest active WrestleMania winning streak.
Yeah, and the longest entrance of the evening.
And I don't think anybody here in the house is disappointed with that. The people here absolutely love their champion, but look at MVP here. Body language speaks volumes, okay? He doesn't sweat this. MVP, cool, calm, and collected. He's got ice water running in his veins. He's been in big title matches before. He's going to let Rob have his fun, but MVP all business when the bell rings.
But a great, astute observation by you, Todd Kennelly, and the confidence, the swagger that MVP has as Rob does his patented spin and displays that beautiful PCW Heavyweight Championship.
Wherever you're seeing this, if you're on PCW live.com. If you are streaming on Amazon.com, if you're watching a Blu-ray or DVD, you see the atmosphere. Make your way to Wilmington, California, and experience it live, folks.
There's no question. That's if you could fit in the building. I mean, we are completely sold out.
Here to set the stage for this historic main event title matchup, our own Dan Masters.
The following contest is your main event for PCW High Tide. It is for the PCW Heavyweight Championship, sanctioned by Pacific Coast Sports. Your official, senior official, Rick Knox. Introducing first, our challenger. He hails from the 305 Miami, Florida. Weight 259 pounds. Montel Montañez, MVP. His opponent is the current reigning and defending PCW Heavyweight Champion from Battle Creek, Michigan, weighing 252 pounds. He is the whole effing show, Mr. PCW, Rob Van Dam. Welcome for the PCW.
The heck is going on here?
What is the music playing for?
More audio issues.
What the hell? What is John Hennigan doing here?
Well, talk about first Christian Cole.
John Hennigan has arrived in PCW.
You guys might know me as Johnny Mundo. You might know me as John Morrison. You might know me as the mayor of Slamtown. But I bet you didn't know that I grew up not 10 minutes from this building just up the hill in San Pedro.
He lives in this crappy town?
And when I found out, two legends in this business, RVD and MVP, were right here in my hometown, I knew there was no place I would rather be than right here in PCW.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
They just keep coming. The Friday Night Delight.
And on a night of firsts, for the first time ever, John Hennigan.
You both know, and that you all know, that I talked to the owner of PCW. The other owner. And have signed on for a championship match against the winner of this match in this very ring on June 2nd.
Hennigan getting a title match at Showdown.
We're supposed to be luck, and whichever one of you walks out with the PCW championship is going to be walking into a war on June 2nd.
And there it is, breaking news as the show develops. John Hennigan promising that a contract has already been signed. It'll be Hennigan versus the winner of this match for the PCW Heavyweight Championship at Showdown on June 2nd.
John Hennigan just went from being the shaman of sexy to the shaman of shocking PCW to its core here and ensuring another dream match down the line. But we got to get back to the business at hand. Who is going to face Hennigan? We got that to figure out right now as Van Dam and MVP face off for the very first time, one-on-one.
These two now squaring up as history unfolds here at Pacific Coast Wrestling. A fist bump and a sign of sportsmanship between these two great competitors as they mix it up for the very first time.
A little over 1 year ago, Christian Cole, would you have ever dreamt that we would have MVP versus Rob Van Dam for the PCW Heavyweight Championship? Unbelievable, and here we go, man. You can cut the tension. It is palpable.
Well, this is for all the marbles, Todd. I mean, the PCW Heavyweight title, the inaugural year for this title, it saw Pentagon El Cero M as the first ever champion. But in his first defense, Rob Van Dam took that title away from him. And after defending his title successfully, Rob Van Dam now enters the squared circle against MVP, his biggest challenge to date. For the first time ever, these two about to mix it up.
Both of these two know they're such great veterans. They know that fools rush in, taking their time. They don't want to make that pivotal first mistake. And again, they've never been in the ring one-on-one, so you get a bit of a feeling out process here, Christian.
Yeah, standard collar and elbow tie-up between Rob Van Dam and MVP. And Porter now able to turn him around and put Van Dam in the corner.
And if you would, Christian Cole, obviously you know both men very well what they can do inside the squared circle. Talk keys to success for both men, if you would, in this big main event.
Well, for MVP with his troubled past and all the pain and anguish that MVP has overcome, overcoming an opponent like Rob Van Dam is just days' work for MVP. And for Rob Van Dam needs to use his home crowd and the energy here in Los Angeles to power him up, to get him above the hump, and to be able to retain that title. And right now, Rob Van Dam's strategy with that wrist lock in the back, that hammer lock,
Van Dam
so far working.
Trying to break him down. Nice counter wrestling into the fireman's carry by MVP. Now the bridge to escape the pinning attempt by Van Dam. Rolling through, shoulders not down yet, but able to neutralize, yes.
Almost in a triangle there.
And the legs freakishly strong of Van Dam. Again, we talked about rudimentary moves in the hands of the right person can be devastating. You don't want to be in a head scissors with Van Dam.
There's a reason that the veteran Rob Van Dam can still do this. There's a reason that he is as good as he is as the PCW Heavyweight Champion. It's because of that core. It's because of those legs. The strength in the thighs of Rob Van Dam has always been his best ally. And Van Dam now using that thigh on that right knee and able now to pin down Porter.
Great mat work in the early going, counter wrestling. Van Dam, if it ain't broke, why fix it? Sinks in the head scissors again. But is this a pace that you would think would favor MVP?
No, absolutely not, Todd. This is Rob Van Dam's game so far. MVP with a really fancy counter able to get out now and a little showboating, and that's MVP's game. He wants to get in your head. And if he can, he wants to brawl with you. And so for Rob should try to keep this in the ring, at least for now. But if you're MVP, it might not be smart to try to brawl with Rob Van Dam. You put a steel chair near Rob Van Dam and some creative stuff starts to happen.
Van Dam in his previous PCW matches, winning the title from Penta Cero Miedo, and his defense against Willie Mack. He did take it to the extreme. He took it to the outside. MVP perhaps going to try and nullify that and keep it in the ring. MVP, we mentioned, the first ever IWGP Intercontinental Champion. So he has wrestled in the land of the rising sun. He's well versed in submissions and that strong style striking.
And MVP now trying to counter this rear waist lock by Van Dam, but Van Dam just decides to transition into a side headlock. In a vertical position, Van Dam switching to that right arm and now going right back into the hammerlock. And Van Dam so far displaying incredible wrestling skills.
Van Dam showing a lot of poise and patience, the poise of a champion. And that's what this main event matchup is all about, the PCW heavyweight title. And as we've seen throughout the evening, sometimes when you're evenly matched, it can come down to fundamental wrestling, Christian.
It really can, and I'm actually surprised. Oh, look at that. Beautiful sweeping transition there. With that leg, that body scissors.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
And I like it. A little gamesmanship between these two veterans. These two internationally tested warriors.
Often talked about, Christian, especially when you're evenly matched. This truly is that human game of chess that the living legend Larry Zbyszko often spoke about.
And this is exactly the type of match that Zbyszko would have booked, the type of match that he would have loved. These two large heavyweights, these two veterans, and to be able to see them go at it for the first time ever is MVP now dropping in some big knees. MVP with an Irish whip, follows into the corner, misses though with that leg. Oh, wow.
Van Dam doesn't, however. Van Dam will hit you like a runaway freight train springboard. Well, at least the rope held up.
Rope did hold on that time. Again, if you're just joining us, folks, and you're wondering if you're seeing something weird, oh, well, look at this. We'll get right back to it. Let's see what MVP does here. And, oh, wow, just dropping him like the Ultimate Warrior right behind him. That press into a drop, and Rob taking all that on the chest.
Yeah, I don't think competitors took it too kindly when Warrior did, and I don't think Van Dam. And now again, you see with no bottom rope.
That's what I was going to talk about. The idea that the rope is missing, and that happened earlier tonight. Willie Mack went for a springboard enziguri and just snapped that bottom rope. Actually, it was the middle rope that snapped. We moved the bottom rope up to the middle. We're trying to make do here. We were not, oh, look at this.
Springboard plancha by MVP trying to steal a page out of the RVD playbook.
We weren't going to cancel this match. We wanted to make sure to give our fans this championship match they've been waiting a couple months to see. And with two ropes, I mean, is that an advantage for either wrestler, Todd?
Well, it clearly was an advantage for MVP with that kick as it sent Van Dam to the outside. But right now, MVP is playing a dangerous game, although he's got the advantage because, of course, on the surrounding area outside the ring is usually Van Dam's personal playground.
Well, I would actually, I agree with that comment, but it's also MVP's playground. I mean, who's better at brawling than MVP? And MVP now setting up Rob in the corner. And those dangerous metal gates. Oh, no.
Oh,
and right on cue, we see that metal gate go right into the nuts and berries of MVP. Followed up by a big kick to the back of the head, and Rob Van Dam's in good shape here.
MVP's not going to need that auto-tune to hit the high notes in his music career after that. We talked about it, Van Dam using the surroundings as a weapon to get the advantage, and as we've seen in his previous PCW encounters, Van Dam can turn the tide of a matchup in a hurry out here.
Look at this, these hockey punches, dirty boxing by Rob Van Dam, and Rob now.
Somebody cue Marie Antoinette. Here comes the guillotine.
And what's the champion thinking here?
Oh, yeah, let him eat cake and eat the floor at that.
And Rob Van Dam showing the effects of this match, which has been grueling thus far, as are all the PCW heavyweight championship matches that we've seen. I mean, it was no small feat beating Penta El Cero Miedo for that title a couple months back.
And then a breathtaking title defense against Willie Mack. So to your point, Christian Cole, right now, as in recent history, MVP has lower mileage on his veteran body than the champion, and the champion goes crumbling down again.
That's exactly right, Todd, and MVP is known for that Yakuza kick, and he's landed a couple of them already tonight. And that one might be the one that swings the momentum in his favor. But Rob now really just powdering out to the crowd. And if MVP wants this championship, he's going to have to get him back to the center of the ring.
Yeah, but the damage can be done out there as well. On what has already been a wild night, the challenger in control of the champion. On the outside where anything goes, senior official Rick Knox right there keeping an eye on the action, and there's plenty of it.
And our fans here are getting a treat. These two are brawling on the outside, and now what's MVP thinking here? Great job by our production to pick this up here. Getting a good shot now of Rob in a precarious position. Oh wow,
man.
And another Yakuza kick right to the jaw and temple of the champion.
That Masachono style mafia kick right to the grill of Rob Van Dam. And the challenger, to your point earlier, he's got the champion prone here. He's got him, in essence, lifeless, but he's got to drag him back to the ring, get him in there, and either pin him 1, 2, 3 or force him to submit if he wants to stake his claim to the PCW title.
And these two now brawling on the outside, and referee Rick Knox, he's like the rest of us. He wants to see a winner here, and he is following the action very closely on the outside as they brawl. And it's incredible as we watch these guys now brawling. MVP Rob Van Dam, and that kick was to the throat, Todd.
It was going to be very tough for MVP to breathe after that. Pinpoint strike, that standing side kick, thrust kick, right to the throat. This thing hasn't sniffed the ring in quite some time.
And Rob now carrying MVP by the throat and the back of the head, guiding him through the audience, setting him up for more danger. An inverted atomic drop followed by a big kick. And folks, we are trying our damnedest to pick up this action as it has spilled out and pandemonium ensues here at PCW Arena.
One big mosh pit out there as champion and challenger have just been enveloped by the PCW faithful. Well, they're out there somewhere.
And this gives us a moment to reflect on the history of this title. And for Rob Van Dam to be the bearer of the PCW Heavyweight Championship coming into tonight's event, it's absolutely incredible what he's gone through. Defeating Penta El Cero M, defeating Willie Mack, one of SoCal's brightest stars. Oh, man.
Nice
and
step.
MVP
Yes.
just getting slammed on the cement.
Yeah, nothing there to break his fall. Van Dam stepping through, tripping him up. Variation of the STO on the cold, unforgiving concrete. It'll shudder every inch of the veteran body of MVP. Again, it doesn't look like it right now. It looks like an absolute bar fight, but this is a PCW Heavyweight Championship match.
And look at business casual La Parka.
This thing coming completely unraveled like an unhusked mollusk. Everything just falling apart. And a slam, scoop and a slam, and MVP just ebbing, flowing back and forth. You know, both guys, I think, went out there, Christian, to try and get the advantage, but it really hasn't worked to the benefit of either because they're both eating a ton of punishment. Legendary careers, yes, Christian Cole, but they might be cut short after this night.
And on a night full of firsts, for the first time ever, we watch these two men lock it up as they brawl to the outside. MVP, the challenger, Rob Van Dam, the champion. And they went, did he throw him into the window?
A sickening thud for sure, as we're, again, our staff doing a phenomenal job, but you see a humanity and all of a sudden it's like thunder striking.
And don't forget, Todd, before this heavyweight title match started, as they make their way back to the ring, John Hennigan showed up. John Hennigan said that the winner of this match will face him.
There might not be anything left of champion or challenger because Van Dam and MVP taking one another to task on the outside. But yes, you're right, Hennigan showing up. Now,
I mean, who the hell does John Hennigan think he is? To come in here and just say and just claim a heavyweight title match against one of these two stars. But that match is happening. PCW management signed it. And it'll be John Hennigan versus the PCW heavyweight champion on June 2nd.
Yeah, who's it going to be?
Will it be John Hennigan versus Rob Van Dam? Will it be John Hennigan versus MVP? We're about to find out, folks.
No matter how you slice it, that'll be an incredible main event. But we still have a lot to determine here. They're getting awfully close. Reversal.
Whoa!
By MVP.
And the action spilled out right in front of us.
Right on our doorstep.
And who the hell? And now MVP lifting the champion, Rob Van Dam, directly in front of us.
MVP.
Walking him back towards the ring.
You're right, just might try and beat Van Dam at his own game.
And now, Porter with
DDT
DDT
on the chair. The champ is out.
And incredible action as it spills out here, Todd. This is right in front of us. I mean, this is exactly what you'd expect in a barroom brawl.
Did you hear that, Christian Cole? The chair and then right down into the concrete. But again, he cannot win the title right here, Christian. He's got to get him back to the ring. This is what happens when two legends collide to prove who is the better man. When championship gold is on the line, you leave it all. You leave it all out there. You sell out. You leave everything you got inside, outside the ring, and that's what these two are doing.
Wow. And there is a nervousness around the room when it comes to this title and what will happen with this heavyweight championship. What will the future hold for both of these warriors?
Little receipt there by MVP. Van Dam hit that thrust kick square to the throat earlier, and now the barricade. This place is being completely destroyed. Bodies are being destroyed, and the championship's going to change hands, but not yet. But it doesn't hurt. Doesn't cost any more to try again, Christian.
2 covers in a row, 2 2 counts, and now a third cover, and now 3 2 counts. Everything in this building is destroyed. There are chairs strewn everywhere. There are children crying.
A man was incinerated earlier with a fireball. And, you know, yeah, I don't think PCW is going to get the security deposit back.
And as we watch now, Rob getting sent into the corner, and the champion's in trouble here. Oh, and a big Yakuza kick. Maybe a half dozen thus far.
He got it. He got all of it. Nowhere to go but down here for Rob Van Dam.
Exploder suplex. And only 2 now from referee Rick Knox. And if there's one thing, Todd Kennelly, that I know for a fact will live on, it's the spirit of Rob Van Dam.
Uh-oh. Look out here. He was looking for the playmaker. Could not hit it. And champion and challenger continue to brawl here. Perhaps second time's a charm rolling through. Playmaker, but will it be a history maker? Are we looking at the next PCW champion? Here we go.
Oh, no. Just 2. And for MVP, you could see the frustration mounting as he wonders and ponders. How can he get the victory? How can he pin Rob's shoulders to the mat for 3 seconds? He's tried everything.
Well, he's put a lot of superstars away with that playmaker, but couldn't put away RVD. Couldn't vanquish the title reign, at least not yet. But what is left of the champion here, Christian? He's on pure fumes, on instinct at this point.
Rob Van Dam now in bad trouble.
Looking for it again. Van Dam manages a counter, steps through, and now he's playing the hits and laying them on the challenger. This place is one giant insane asylum tonight, Christian Cole.
And a double down count now up to a 3 from the veteran referee as Rob now instinctively reaches for that chair.
Well, we might have makings of a little tug of war here in the middle of this main event matchup. Title on the line, but right now the prize they're looking for is that chair to unleash more damage and put them away. Counter by Van Dam, goes upstairs and down goes the challenger. And now he's paying the price in this matchup. MVP in trouble. The champion is rolling, literally rolling thunder, but countered by the challenger.
MVP with an incredible counter. And Rob now feeling it in the lower back. Oh, and a double shot to the throat. And MVP pulling out all the stops. Getting a little heat from this LA crowd, from the champion's home crowd.
Van Dam was rolling, but MVP is balling.
And Porter now electing not to go for the cover. MVP.
Oh, man.
Fisherman's hook.
He's fishing for the title. Gonna catch a big one, no. Executed it perfectly, you might say, even at this point. Instincts kicking in for both men.
And you could see the frustration building in the eyes of MVP as he can't figure out just what it needs to take to put this man away, to put this champion on his back.
Christian, at what point do their bodies just give? I mean, how do they have anything left at this point?
After the schedule that these guys worked for a combined 40 years, it's incredible to see how well they still go. And for Rob to carry a title in this company, the top indie company in the world right now, the top professional wrestling company, for Rob Van Dam to be our champion is nothing short of amazing. Rob with a reversal, follows it in with a spinning high kick.
But with what he's displayed, MVP could be a great champion as well, but Van Dam digging down deep. Where on earth is he fighting this? Gonna innovate some violence.
Oh, God.
Both guys fall to the outside. I don't know if they even have what it takes to get back in the ring at this point, Christian. I mean, this has been a hellacious battle since the opening bell. It has gone all around the building. They have laid waste to one another, all for a shot to walk out of here, if that's even physically possible at this point, as the champion.
And Rob Van Dam now looks a little loopy, a little worse for wear. Even though he is controlling this action at this time, or has at least in recent moments of the match, it would just seem to me like these guys got nothing left.
It's that tug of war we spoke of.
Both going for that steel chair this time.
Fumble on the play and recovered there by the challenger, MVP. Swing and a miss. Van Daminator. Last-ditch effort there by Van Dam.
And a picture-perfect Van Daminator from Rob Van Dam. As Van Dam now goes to the place he feels most comfortable, to the top turnbuckle, nearest his home fans. Van Dam looks for approval and first identifies himself.
This is how he won the title. This is how he defended against Willie Mack. Will he defend it again? Yes, he will.
And for Rob Van Dam, another huge victory, taking out MVP. And in the first time Rob Van Dam faced MVP, Rob walks out with the PCW Heavyweight Championship.
Van Dam is home. The title is home right on his shoulder. We just had one hell of a clash, Christian Cole, but you know what this means as you see the mutual respect. Van Dam isn't out of the woods yet because he's got another showdown on the horizon, and it's going to be one-on-one with John Hennigan.
John Hennigan versus Rob Van Dam for the PCW Heavyweight Championship, June 2nd at Showdown. And as my partner Todd Kennelly alluded to earlier, this PCW title is home around the waist of Rob Van Dam. And this LA crowd couldn't love their hero more than they do.
What an effort as well by that man, MVP. Came to the ring looking to make history. Well, they did make history because this first ever matchup, but MVP coming up just short. But man, oh man, what a fight.
What an incredible night of firsts. For the first time ever, we saw 7 different matches all for the first time. War Beasts successfully defending their tag team championship in the most heinous of ways. Mr. 450 retaining his light heavyweight championship, and now Rob Van Dam.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, still PCW Heavyweight Champion and defender on June, right back here, PCW Memorial Hall against John Hennigan. The whole control, Mr. PCW, Rob Van Dam.
Well, Christian Cole, sometimes much to your chagrin, but as I like to say, here in PCW, it's always time to fight on, and that's what the champion RVD did tonight. He fights on and on and on for everybody at PCW. Christian, take us home.
Ladies and gentlemen, for Todd Kennelly, Christian Cole, for everyone here at PCW, we are so excited to have brought you this event of first times, of debuts. And we go home tonight and can rest easy. That championship belongs where it is. The champion Rob Van Dam holding it high. Ladies and gentlemen, this is PCW.
Thank you for watching the Hannibal TV. Please like this video if you enjoyed it and click the subscribe button to not miss any of our latest shoot interviews, match videos, or news updates. Support us on patreon.com for $1.99 a month to watch our full shoot interviews ad-free and help our channel grow. Follow us on Twitter at the Hannibal TV for instant updates.